Hey, check this out. If you just found out your food stamps aren't coming in this month, you're not alone. A lot of families are feeling the pressure right now, but before you panic, I'm going to show you exactly how to stretch your budget and still feed your family without losing hope. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Money Map Budget Planner, your journey with James. Today we're going to be diving into a real life budgeting crisis that's affecting millions across the country. The food stamp delays and SNAP benefits cuts. Now I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step plan to make every dollar count, keep food on the table, and get control back in your life, even in uncertain times as now. For families depending on this help to buy groceries right now, this isn't just news, this is survival. But I'm going to show you how to create a food first budget that still works even without the government assistance. So go ahead and grab your budget planner, guys, in the link below for just $1. That's it, just $1. And let's find the money hiding right inside your budget altogether. All right, let's do that. Okay, so here's the situation, guys. We are inside the Money Map Budget Planner right now on the monthly budget page. Guys, there's several different tools out there that we have inside this budget planner, but this is the main one you're going to be using the most, at least every month anyway. All right, so here's a scenario. We have a family here that we're going to be doing their budget, going over their budget so you can learn how to budget. And this is their real life situation. Okay, so this particular family, they lost $450 of their SNAP. Now, here's the situation is that it's Maria, her name is Maria, a single mom of two, ages 5 and 8 with her kids, all right? She works part-time at a daycare, all right? And, you know, her income is modest. Like most Americans, she's only making about $2,200 a month, and that's net pay. That's take home after taxes and all the other stuff they take out, all right? Okay, but she also has SNAPs, the SNAP benefit. Now, she was getting the $450, but now that's gone. Now, if you add that in there, when it was coming in, she was bringing in about $2,650. Now she's down to $2,200, right? Okay, so let's move on. So here's the situation. How do you do a budget? You're going to gather all your information about your income, right? You're going to get your check stubs. You're going to get your W-2s if you need them, and also 1099s if you need those as well. Just all your income that's coming in for the month, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to subtract all the expenses from that income. Just simple math, guys, simple math. So here we are. We're inside the Money Map Budget Planner. We're going to start with the fixed expenses. So now we have her income, the $2,200. We're going to start with the fixed expenses column first. There's 2 columns of expenses. We're going to start here. All right, so fixed expenses. She has rent. She's paying $1,000. Now here's the situation with her. $1,000. If you divide 1,000 by the income, right, her rent by the income, that comes out to be about 45% of her income, right? That's way too high. You do not want to be in that situation because any hiccup in the plan can put her in the streets, literally, her and her family. So you want to stay under 30%. That is the goal. So with her rent that she's paying, she should be making about $3,000 take home. That's what she should be having. All right. So I would recommend anyone in this type of situation that you should try to find a way to downsize as quickly as possible because, you know, life happens, as we all know. All right. So let's move on. So she has $1,000, right? $1,000 of rent. But utilities, she has $200. That's not bad. She's under 10%. A car, she has $300 payment. And that's not bad because it's probably a reasonable older car, you know, gets around locally real good. Okay, so next is gas. She's paying $150 of gas. So she's probably obviously working locally near neighbors and all that kind of stuff in nearby towns or whatever. So she's not really spending a lot. Typically, if you spend somewhere over $500, you're probably commuting in most cases, right? Okay, so she's doing good so far, so good, with the exception of this rent, all right? Don't like that too much. Okay, so she's paying phone, internet, and subscriptions for $150 a month. These are not bad numbers, guys, but when you compare it to the income, it makes all the difference in the world. It's all about math, right? So that's one we can probably work on eventually here soon. Okay, so next is her insurance. So she's paying car insurance and some health insurance. All together is $150, right? Next is groceries. She has $200 in groceries. Now that's 200. Okay, that's 200. Let's look at this. And that's after SNAP. That's after the SNAP, all right? So altogether, she was getting $650. Now that that's taken away, she's down to just 200. So can you feed a family for a whole month, a family of 3, with $200? Not likely. Okay, not likely in this day and age with the way the prices are. Okay, next we're going to move on. Let's go to the variable expenses, right? And this is where you're going to find that loose money, the money that's there that you can easily find. You just got to use a little discipline. So if she eats out, her and her family eat out, you spend about $100, right? All right, so that's not really that bad comparatively speaking to other families and all that. But still, for her in this type of situation, it's not a priority to be eating out like that, right? Okay, next is clothing. All right, she's spending $100 on clothing and miscellaneous, expenses as well. Not really, accounting for where the money's actually going. Probably can't say, I bought this last month and, all that kind of thing. So she's not really keeping an account of what she's been buying. Just like a lot of us do, we all spend money and don't know exactly where it's going. All right, so that's a problem. That's what we want to do. We don't have to be misers about it, but we do need to kind of know where things are going so we can stay on top of it. All right. Okay, so here's the situation. So she's slightly over budget. All right, she's slightly over budget by $2,300. So she's about 100 or so, 100 or two over, right? So she's making 22, and she's negative about $100 over, right? So what happens is when you're in the negative, right, it rolls over into the next month. And that's where that cycle of just constant pressure is on everyone, that paycheck to paycheck thing. And that's what the problem is. And of course, here we see that SNAP stopped. Okay, so, and so that's a problem. But we have to wait till whatever that happens. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But you have to still take control of your situation, your family, to help you, right? Because no one's going to be there to help you but yourself. All right, so let's do that. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so next, how are we going to handle this thing? Let's figure this out. All right, so what I would do is this. I came up with a plan for her, and what we're going to do is this. We're going to take a look at this eating out part. She has $100. Let's reduce that down to 0. Let's get right down to the bone, right? So she can save $100. There's $100 right there, right? That she doesn't have to spend, right? Next is subscriptions. So you can cut that down to about $40, $50, get it down to 0, absolute 0. Now, some of these subscriptions are maybe Netflix, Hulu, Disney Channel, whatever they are. Just get them down to size. If you can have basic television apps that are free or part of the television, hey, no problem. That's perfect, right? Because this is a priority, guys. This is number one. We got to take care of this problem, right? So in that case, she's saving an extra $40 for the month. Okay, next is reduce their gas, the gasoline cost, right? From $150 down to $120, right? So that'll save her $30, right? So altogether, that's $170 that we can save. But we're going to move on to that too. We're going to do a little extra on top of that, right? So what we're going to do is this. Let's take a look at something here, right? This is what we're going to do. All right, so we came up with this plan. All right, there's 4 parts to this. Okay, 4 steps. It's the money map, plan, food first, budget. All right, food first, budget. This is what we're going to do. All right, take a look, guys. Step 1, if you can see this. Step 1, reprioritize essentials. So the goal is to protect your food and housing first. Everything else is second. Let me repeat that one more time to make sure everyone gets it. The goal is to protect your food and housing first. Everything else is secondary, right? So, if you're in this situation, nothing else matters. Nothing else is a priority but your food and the housing, obviously, right? It should be obvious, but it's not always obvious for a lot of people. Okay, step 2 is this: remove temporaries. What is that? What's a temporary? Well, something that you can temporarily get rid of and you can bring back if you need to. A lot of those are the variable expenses that we had that I just showed you, right? So in this case, the first thing she's going to do, the plan that I gave her was this, is to cut eating out, right, from 100 to 0. Cut that out. There's no need for it. It's not a priority, right? Next, streaming the subscriptions from 40 to 0, right? Let's get down to the brass tacks. Let's do what we got to do so we can come up out of this situation, guys. Next, to pause on the clothing spending, right? All that excess spending that she's doing, there's no need for it. Set it aside. Set aside only $20 for an emergency, right? You got to have something, just a little backup, just in case something comes up, right? But we're going to start small in something comfortable so she can start getting the food that she needs, because we still got to take care of food and housing. That's first, right? That's what we're doing. Next is reduce the gas. So her gas costs are $150. We're going to reduce them down to $120, right? She can either carpool or do some kind of limited trips with other people, or take the bus, ride a bike, whatever the situation is. I'm sure she's already kind of close because her budget's not that big as far as her traveling costs and all that. So it's probably not too much for her to save that much more money, honestly. Next, I would say this: call the insurance company. Call the insurance company for a temporary deferral. That can save you $50 this month, okay, immediately, all right? These insurance companies, they know there's a highly competitive business, and that, they know that you can go shop around and go somewhere else. So they want to keep your business. They want to keep that cash flow coming in for them. So they will work with you on that. So give them a call and, go from there. Next is this. All right, so with all this here, it's added up to $270. That's what she's able to save just by doing this 2 steps right here. Step 1, step 2. Next is step 3. We're going to add local help and side income. So what's add local help? Well, let's get some help from either a food pantry or a church program. Now, I would prefer the churches. There's a church on almost every corner. Many of them have their own pantries anyway, and there's a lot less people standing in line at the churches than there are the food pantries. So you may come away with a lot more food and without wasting a lot of time. So in this case here, she was able to get $100 more of groceries for that month. All right. Next is offer babysitting services 1 or 2 nights a month. Right. So she can, put in her pocket about $80 to $100 of income. Now, this wouldn't be hard for her. This would be perfect actually for her, because she's already working in a daycare. She already has kids. She's at home, I'm sure, at night, right, with her kids. So if she's talking to parents at the daycare and she's already working with these kids, that should be easy money to be made. Very easy money, just by asking, and then doing this off hours, behind after work. So she can gain $370 with that. Actually, I think she can gain a lot more with this babysitting if she's willing to do more than that. All right. Next, step 4 is redirect that money. So the $370 fills most of that SNAP gap, right? And, with some meal planning and some smarter grocery shopping, it's enough to keep her refrigerator stocked. And that's what we want. We want a stocked fridge, keep the kids fed. And of course, as a mom, you want to make sure she has enough too. All right. So the final budget, it came out to $550. She was able to get $550 worth of groceries. She was able to get her expenses down to her income of basically $2,200. Right? Oh, that doesn't look right. $2,200, right? So, and that worked out for her, right? So she has a balanced budget, basically, without the SNAP, right? So that worked out well for her, and I think it can work out for you. So, all right, we just saw how fast things can change, and, we can see that if you have a plan, you have power. And if you want a clear roadmap for your money, start with the Money Map Budget Planner, and it's a set of tools, guys, digital tools that I've used with Maria to rebuild the food first budget, and this here can help you as well, okay? In just about 15 minutes a day. That's all it takes. So, and for right now, what I want to do is do something kind of special for every family that's out there right now who's feeling this squeeze. For a limited time, you can get the Money Map Digital Budget Planner for just $1, guys. Like I just said, $1. That's it. Nope. No tricks or nothing like that. $1. Why? I'm sure you're going to ask why, right? Well, I mean, here's the thing. I know this is a very powerful set of tools here that can help you control your money. That's, regularly priced at about $47. And it's basically a set of tools that I'm selling them for about $1 per tool at $47. But the true value of it is at least 5 times as much easily for what they can do for you in your budget, in your family. So why would I offer this for only $1? Well, because no one should have to choose between groceries and peace of mind. No parent should have to sacrifice a meal just to feed her own kids. That's crazy. That doesn't make sense. Now, this planner will help you stretch every dollar, organize your bills, and make a real plan for your money, even in times that are tough, right? So don't wait. Don't put it off, guys. We don't know how long this is going to last. We have no idea how long this stalemate of the government is going to last between these two parties, right? It doesn't matter about the party. It's about, the government versus you as a person, you and your family. That's what it is. That's the battle. So hit the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Grab your own planner, guys. It's there for just $1. And you can start taking control today, right now. So remember, it's not about how much you make. It's about how you manage it. God bless. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.